Hey guys, John from the John Muir Show here, and it might be still nearly 10 months until the first primary election is held, but the Democrats' 2020 primary season, it is well underway at this point already. At last count, you had 17 Democrats who had announced that they were officially seeking the party's bid for the nation's highest office, and in a field that is already that big and is expected to still grow going forward. Well, it can, quite frankly, be difficult to stand out. But it seems that some of the Democrat candidates, they think they have found the solution. They think they know how it is that they are going to stand out, and that is by proposing some absolutely radical legislation on Capitol Hill. You had New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, who, after he and so many of the other Democrats who are vying for the Democrat nomination to take on President Trump in 2020, after so many of those Democrats spent last week bowing to racist leftist Al Sharpton at his conference and talking about how great slavery reparations would be, well, it seems that Cory Booker, he was the one that beat all of his colleagues to the punch. He was the one who on Monday formally introduced legislation that would look into giving out slavery reparations to African Americans in the United States. And of course, that is an absolutely absurd proposal. Nobody living in the United States of America today was alive during the time when slavery was legal in the United States. So you would be punishing people and rewarding people for something that none of them had anything to do with whatsoever. And of course, so many of these people who claim to be in favor of slavery reparations, including almost all of the Democrats who are running for president, I mean, they're claiming that they're doing this because they want to make things right in society, and they want to put the dark times of racism behind us once and for all. Do these morons not realize that what they are proposing to do in and of itself is racist? You are collectively rewarding people and collectively punishing people based on nothing but the uncontrollable characteristic of their skin color. That right there is the definition of racism. But I don't think they're smart enough to figure that out. So you got Cory Booker, the senator from New Jersey, saying, you know what, that's the legislation I want to throw out there. That's how I'm going to get noticed in this crowded Democrat primary field. Before you go awarding the trophy to Mr. Booker, you don't want to do that so quick. At least if Senator Bernie Sanders has something to say about it, because now we're getting reports that come tomorrow, Senator Sanders is going to be introducing legislation in the Senate to ensure that there is going to be a Medicare for All program in the United States of America. Now, you know what, that might sound great, you know, the idea when you just hear, oh yeah, that'd be nice, everyone's taken care of and all that. Yeah, it's probably not going to sound so nice when you hear the price tag that would come with Medicare for All. You're talking upwards of $30 trillion for that to be implemented for just the first 10 years. It is absolutely absurd. It's totally unaffordable. It's one way that this socialist is trying to bring socialism to the United States of America. And might I remind you, socialism has failed every single time it has ever been implemented throughout the history of time. Bernie Sanders wants to roll this out, at least according to CNN. And what's interesting, in the CNN story I was reading about this, it took them all the way until the 11th paragraph of the story to bring up, oh yeah, and this is how much it's going to cost. 11th paragraph? The cost of this seems like a much more pressing detail than something that would get buried in the 11th paragraph, don't you think? Of course it is. And there's a reason why CNN put that in the 11th paragraph, because they didn't want people to know that. They were hoping folks wouldn't read that far down, because the leftist Democrat propaganda media arm that is CNN understands that, oh yeah, once people know the price of this, they realize what a terrible proposal it is by Senator Sanders. So, you know, we've already had Senator Booker talking about his slavery reparations. We got Senator Sanders talking about Medicare for All. And again, we're still nearly a year away from the first primary. So I'm sure you're going to have all the rest of these other Democrats saying, oh yeah, you slavery reparations, costly Medicare for All. Hold my beer, I can come up with something more radical than that and propose it on the Senate floor or the House floor. So we're going to see a bunch more ludicrous stuff in the next 10 months, I guarantee it. And keep in mind, as funny as all of this stuff is, as hilarious it is, watching people that are supposed to be intelligent, supposed to be responsible leaders, proposing such mindless crap, it's only funny if a Democrat doesn't get elected in November of 2020. Because if a Democrat does get elected in November of 2020, well then all of a sudden it's not funny anymore. It's incredibly dangerous because all of this stupid crap they're proposing becomes the reality in the United States of America, and so much of it, like this socialist crap they're pushing, would destroy the United States of America. We cannot let that happen. That's all the time that I have for today, but tune into the John Muir Show each and every weekday, 8:40 a.m. on WTAQ, 9 a.m. WSAU and WHBL. Till next time, I'm out.